So this moment that I like to call the big choice comes in at about 2/3 of the way through Act 1.
Treviso and Minrathous are both under attack.
Blighted dragons. 2 of them. 1 for each city.
What's our move, Rook?
It's really where Veilguard kind of went off the rails for me, and Lucanis, not so coincidentally, makes up about 50% of the problem. Now, I have a confession to make about the big choice, and it's going to enrage a certain section of this fandom. Forgive me, Andraste, for I have sinned because I saved Minrathous, and I did that for a few reasons. The first is that I thought it made more strategic sense to defend a political powerhouse from a fascist uprising than to save a city that was basically already lost to a violent group of interlopers. Second, I had chosen the Shadow Dragon faction in character creation, so Minrathous was my rook's home. And the third reason was that I was trying to romance Lucanis, and I thought saving Minrathous over Treviso would add some drama into the relationship, which I was desperate for. You can straight up kick people out of the Inquisition and punch people in the face if you want to. Romancing Sarah as a so-called elfy elf brings up a lot of interesting and heated discussions about culture, religion, and responsibility. You can argue with Dorian about the practice of keeping slaves. Solus and Iron Bull disagree with each other over the teachings of the Qun, and Cassandra and Varric's enemies to friends arc is one of the cutest bits of the game. These characters' quirks and flaws make them who they are, and overcoming their differences makes the group and the narrative stronger. Up until the big choice in Veilguard, there is basically none of that interpersonal drama that I had come to know and expect from these types of experiences. So I was really excited when, upon returning to Treviso after repelling the dragon attack in Minrathous, the city was in shambles and Lucanis and the Crows were heartbroken. Finally, I thought, I've made an impact on this world and its characters. Maybe now the Crows will be less willing allies and I'll have to work to rebuild trust with Lucanis.
There's not going to be
an impact on this world and its characters.
You stupid slut.
Imagine my surprise when one of the first things Lucanis and his Crows tell me is that they don't blame me for my decision to save Minrathous.
We do not fault your loyalty to your people, Rook, but Treviso has suffered.
Basically, they're not mad. They're just disappointed. Outside of 1 or 2 fairly inconsequential NPCs, none of these literal assassins have anything bad to say about Rook or the rest of the party.
Saying you missed out on the dragon excitement we had. Although I'm glad you helped the Shadow Dragons.
You're not upset I chose to go to Minrathous?
Of course not.